I had to think about whether or not I was going to do this commentary. While I have covered sexual predators on this channel, I don't consider myself the kind of YouTuber who goes hunting for them, and I honestly consider the entire anti-community toxic. But this has been on me ever since the 14th of this month. Yeah, I'm responding to Kero the Wolf, a Necro Zoo and Zeus Haste was out in 2018. Not his defending myself video, but the one about cancel culture in the furry fandom. Oh, and Kero can deny being a necrophile all he wants, but Archive the Wolf has logs proving he's been in necrophile chats. So, as much as I'd rather not, let's get into this.
Hi guys. There has always been a problem in the fandom with people who assume the worst of others. People who hide behind their good intentions and claim that when they attack their fellow furry, they're doing it for the sake of bettering the fandom's image. We have always had a habit of adopting hurtful labels for the sake of branding other people we disagree with as other, from perverted to degenerate to the other colorful terms we've been using lately.
You mean zoophiles? Because that's who furries have been outing for years now. And it's because they know that people who are sexually attracted to and talk about having sexual intercourse with animals will make the entire community look bad. Oh, but you're right. Calling people who rape animals names is just plain mean.
Throughout our history of the fandom, there have been groups that held the belief for our community to be accepted by the world at large. So as long as we remove a specific aspect or section of our community, people can't even agree on what section that needs to be removed.
People have agreed. The zoophiles need to be removed from the fandom. It's not a big issue like you're making it out to be.
There have been countless examples of people being defamed and attacked over these false accusations, all for chasing clout and trying to be accepted by society.
Now, at first I felt pretty sure that Kero was talking about videos that were made on him, and there certainly are a lot of them out there. Mostly done by Mr. Medicare and FNGR, but Cecil McFly has made 2 movie-length videos on him, and I recommend you check them out. Then I remembered that there were videos made on pedophile Lou the Kitty, who got Monkey Jones to simp for her, and the zoophile podcast Zooier now, which at one point defended Kero.
So now you have to ask yourself, what did this absolute character assassination accomplish in the end? Well, as far as I can tell, what it accomplished is it made for a really good shield for real abusers who were able to perhaps make their getaway.
I, for one, am tired of the lying in our community. I'm tired of everyone stepping on each other just because they want to be a little bit more popular. If all we do is hate, then we're just going to end up with more hate. Cancel culture has no place in our fandom. I really feel if we work hard and better ourselves as a community, we can be an example for other communities.
Trust me, I've been in the furry community for like years now, and the only hate I've seen aimed at anyone have been zoophiles. Maybe there's actual unjustified hate going on with fandom, but you never spoke up about any of it until you got cancelled 3 years ago, and even then you made it all about yourself.
I'm going to say a lot of things in a minute that, the fandom is not going to be happy with. But I feel someone needs to step up and actually say something, because everyone is being afraid of being cancelled that they'll never speak up for fear of the backlash. That's how cancel culture is dominating our fandom. It makes everyone feel useless and unable to talk about what they really feel.
No, plenty of people in the fandom have been honest about their feelings towards you. You just choose not to listen and pretend that they're all the mindless voices of the cancel culture crowd.
So I'll be the first to talk about this. And hopefully this will inspire others to find their voice and speak out against these idiotic witch hunts. While we're here, let's get the truth out about what we actually are. As I said above, we're a group of fun-loving people who are interested in anthropomorphized characters.
The problem is that some people in this community are sexually attracted to actual animals, not anthropomorphic animals, the real ones, and talk about how they either want to have sex with them or things I'd rather not recount, and brag about how they've manipulated their pets into being their partners, or even raping the family pet.
But that's the general line everyone always talks about. But what people don't talk about is that we're human too. And just like every person out there, everyone has a sexual side.
And while having a sexual side is something to be ashamed of, it's the sexual focus, desires, and actions of zoophiles that gets them shunned.
And yes, I'm going there. A lot of people say, oh, the fandom's not a sexual thing.
Literally, no one is saying this.
There are 2 sides of this community, the safe for work and the not safe for work. Neither side is bad. There's a common misconception that the NSFW side is ruining the fandom. I can't tell you how many people have been canceled because they were mersuiters.
You mean like the mercenary you went after on Twitter, just cause they told people not to give your video attention, right?
There's also a large portion of the fandom that likes porn. Yes, there are people that are strictly G-rated, and that's fine. Good for them. But you can't stop people from being themselves.
No, but we can judge them for consuming bestiality porn and sending it to minors just to win an argument. Isn't that right, Quantum Kitty?
We have helped so many animals by donating to charity.
And there have been so many animals abused by zoophiles who treat them as sex objects.
It was controversy after controversy. The fandom is in a tough spot and it's growing in different ways.
I know, right? I'm so proud of Anthrocon blacklisting Zooier now from ever showing up at their convention.
We need to remind people that we're all the same, and no one is above anyone else. The fandom is what we make it to be, so we might as well make it great in its own way.
I agree, let's make it great again. I am not letting you come back to it, and not accepting zoophiles. He talks about if you think someone's doing something illegal, then you should report it to the police. Never mind, you need plenty of evidence of someone's wrongdoings on the internet, and Kero says anything against him was faked. Kero also cites his #1 stan, Kit, another zoophile, who has an account on Beast Forum where he openly talks about having had anal sex with his dog. There is something I want to say in response to, though.
It may drive them away for a short time, but it also gives them the option to lie low, change their name, and try again when the heat dies down.
Jim Greg Y2K from the Bronazis community was outed in 2018 as a pedophile and tried to come back several times but was always caught. He eventually resurfaced under the new alias Zephyr the Indie Doggo on Twitch until he got exposed again, kicked off, and from what I understand, now lives in complete misery offline. Grizzly Dominic was staff personnel for BronyCon in 2019 and got exposed creeping on underage girls on Discord. From what I've heard, Grizzly has lost 3 jobs after his employees were made aware of his behavior.
Another thing we really need to talk about is status in our community. Everyone treats fursuiters and content creators like gods. If one of these people doesn't like another person, they will send their thousands of fans to attack that one person. Like what happened to me during my recently resolved controversy.
It wasn't resolved. The statute of limitations simply ran out on you. You are by no means innocent.
Twitter in general is just a very toxic place. So I made the decision not to be active on it anymore. And I know right now there are tons of people wanting to get a reply out of me. Not gonna happen.
Okay, I mean, you made so only your followers and anyone you tag on Twitter can respond to you, but people can still call you out on your shit. And he ends the video repeating himself, like he's done several times during this entire garbage fire. I know Kero and the people he swayed by his pseudo-intellect are gonna accuse me of being a clout chaser, say I'm part of the problem, and probably call me anti-furry, but I really don't care. People like Kero being cancelled for valid reasons and accepting him and people like him unquestioningly will only make the furry fandom worse. This is not Tie-Dye saying thanks for watching and please share your thoughts with me.